This week, we get the inside scoop about the smaller attractions in and around Orlando with the author of the new book, Beyond Disney.
And then I try out what has to be one of the coolest rides I've ever ridden.
We'll also have the latest theme park news and more coming at you right now.
This week's show is brought to you by MEI Travel, our preferred travel agent for Disney World, Universal, cruises, and all your vacation planning needs. For a free quote with no obligation, visit MEItravel.com.
Undercover Tourist is our recommended supplier of discount tickets to Florida and California theme parks and attractions. For the best deals and planning tips, go to undercovertourist.com or find them on Facebook and Twitter.
Fun Spot America is Central Florida's only family-owned theme park, offering 2 locations, Orlando and Kissimmee. Both theme parks provide safe, clean fun. For more information, visit fun-spot.com.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the show. I'm Banks.
And I'm Elisa.
Happy 2016, Elisa.
Yes, you too.
How'd you celebrate New Year's?
Celebrating New Year's, I just stayed at home and relaxed, watched the ball drop with Jonathan and Brody, my dog, and my fiance.
It's so weird because I used to, all the time growing up, I would stay up for hours watching New Year's Eve, the ball drop, or I'd go out to a park. And now, I sat at home, Spencer was asleep, so now we're just on the couch watching Chopped on Food Network. It's like, oh, it's 11:58, switch it over. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
All right, switch it back over to Food Network.
Yeah, we actually watched the Rockin' New Year's Eve, the Dick Clark one, when it started. I think it started at 8 o'clock, and it was really good.
We on New Year's Day, we went over to Studios and we had dinner at the Osborne Lights, the Merry Bright dinner reception.
Yeah.
And they gave us, everyone who went got a actual piece of the Osborne Lights display to take home since this is the last year. Obviously, it's not from this year's display because it's still at least going on until yesterday. But this is probably from a past year.
That's really neat.
I love it. It's a great little keepsake. I got to say hi to Breezy and Mitzi and catch up with them. And it's just, it's a bittersweet week for some closures. I'm sure we'll get to talking about that a little bit here at News in the Queue. First up this week, guests trekking through Asia at Disney's Animal Kingdom have some new snacking options.
The new Trek Snacks has a menu that varies throughout the day, with pastries in the morning and more substantial bites, such as sushi and sandwiches in the afternoon and evening.
Thirsty River Bar represents the type of cultural collision that has become a hallmark of the villages that serve as base camps for Everest trekkers.
It features themed specialty cocktails such as the Kumbu Ice Ball, the Himalayan Ghost, and the Durbar Margarita. Non-alcoholic beverages also are available, including the tropical-flavored Flying Yak and the Pink Lotus.
Flying Yak. The 2 locations are connected and located in what was previously the building that housed Expedition Everest's Fast Pass machines, a convenient location for those viewing the new Rivers of Light nighttime show when it opens this spring. I haven't had a chance to go over here and look at this yet, but since they don't need the Fast Pass machines anymore, so I think this is perfect to put it in that little building right there next to the ride.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I want to go for the sushi.
I'm not a sushi kind of guy, so you have to let me know if it's any good or not.
I will.
All right.
It's been a few months since guests were last able to meet Baymax from Big Hero 6 at Walt Disney World, but now he's returned in a new location.
Located in Innovations West at Epcot, Baymax's new meet and greet is actually an extension of Character Spot, themed to an alley in San Francisco and Hero's Garage.
Currently, there are no fast passes available for him, just a standby line, and there's no set hours for Baymax, but it looks like it will be the same hours as Character Spot, which is from park open to close.
I love Baymax. Spencer loved meeting Baymax too, and it's actually really neat, unique use of the area there in the old Innovations West. That whole area, with a couple of places, is being renewed or refurbished for new things. So to extend Character Spot to this area and bring Baymax back, although I kind of wish they brought Hero back as well.
Yeah, I agree though. I'm glad that at least Baymax is there because he is such a fun character to meet and he's so unique looking and really fun to hug.
Exactly, he's very huggable. I like it.
He is.
Now, all of Orlando's theme parks have increased security and added metal detectors to scan guests entering the parks.
Disney has also updated their park rules by banning toy guns and costumes on people over the age of 14. This rule also includes Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties.
Metal detectors and or wands are now scanning random guests and sometimes all guests entering the parks at Disney World, Disneyland, Universal, and SeaWorld, in addition to bag checks. I mean, always in this day and age, it's always nice to have a little extra security, but sometimes this can cause horrible congestion.
It's true. You do have to be patient, especially since they're just being implemented. The security enhancements can take a long time. I know, especially during New Year's, getting into the parks and like the line at SeaWorld extra long because of those security measurements. But in the end, it's for everyone's safety, so I like that. And I don't know about the other parks, but I can say SeaWorld, even the team member entrances have now implemented the enhanced security.
Now, I haven't heard about that in any of the other parks yet, but I would hope that they are able to improve on this and get the crowd flow going a lot faster. I'm more surprised about the fact that, guests over 14 can't dress up in costumes anymore. I can understand during the day, but during Not So Scary, I mean, that's one of the big reasons a lot of my friends go.
It's true. That is a bummer. But in the end, you got to think about, why and for the safety of everybody.
I mean, maybe they'll change their mind by the time September comes rolling around, but right now, I think that's kind of a bad move.
Yeah, well, we will see.
All right. Now, we're almost a week into 2016, and several attractions and experiences at Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando are already closing down.
At Disney's Hollywood Studios, the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights shone bright for the last time, and the last day to meet Phineas and Ferb and Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater was this past Monday.
On Sunday, the popular Soarin' attraction took guests all around California for the last time. This closure, though, will not be permanent, as it will return this summer with an all-new film and name, Soarin' Around the World.
And the final closing this week was at Universal Studios. The Beetlejuice's Graveyard Mashup had its final performance on Tuesday.
Check our website for videos of all these experiences. Now, of course, we do film the show early, and it's Tuesday today, so that's why I have this on. I've my wristband to go to the final annual pass holder show in Beetlejuice, so I'm excited to go say goodbye to that attraction, or that show, I should say. Tomorrow night I'll go to the final Osborne lights, and that'll be very bittersweet. It's definitely a week of goodbyes.
It is a week of goodbyes. It is bittersweet, but we'll see what new things can come from it.
Now, do you have a favorite memory of the Osborne lights? Because everyone I talk to has like their favorite memory of that display.
To be honest, my favorite memory happened this year. We got to go to the MEI Travel dinner party, and it was a private viewing, and it was less than 100 people there. I've just never to experience it with so few people, and just it was really magical.
Really take it all in.
Great way
to send it off.
Yeah. What about you?
So many memories. Probably the biggest memory I have, the best memory would be working the lights in 2008. I met so many good friends there. Our makeup, Ellen, I met her there doing that. And that's when I also met the Osbournes too and struck up a friendship with them. So just that year, 2008, that whole season was just the best time for the lights for me.
But you got a good keepsake from it.
Exactly.
Hello everybody! Welcome to Hidden Mickey of the Week. For today, we go to the Magic Kingdom. Sometimes the ferry boats are running, and if they are, pay attention to the docking areas because ropes coiled into classic Mickeys can often be spotted at the ferry loading docks at the Magic Kingdom and at the Transportation and Ticket Center. Look next to a large post on either side as you walk onto the boat or leave the boat at either loading dock. Cast members usually maintain these rope images.
Have your best day ever at Fun Spot America.
Banks, what do you think the coolest ride you've ever ridden is?
Oh, yeah, it's really a hard one to answer just because, I've been on so many rides. It can be really hard to pick what the coolest one was. But Well, what about you? What about you?
Okay, well, a couple months ago, when the IAPA convention was in town, showcasing new theme park technology, they set up this amazing technology with this coaster right here behind us. And it just so happens I have the footage right here. Take a look. So Thomas, tell me what this VR coaster is all about.
Well, we had the idea to try out if it's fun to have a virtual reality roller coaster ride while you are sitting in the real roller coaster, and to have both synced precisely. It started out as an experiment, and it was so awesome. It was so amazing that we founded an entire company to do it, and we already equipped several coasters all over the world, and we are seeing really huge interest in creating that and putting that onto any kind of roller coaster.
Fantastic. Now, can we expect to see this in a theme park maybe in Orlando sometime soon?
Hopefully. I mean, we are already in Orlando, and maybe we can just keep it here. At the moment, it's just a special demo for IAPA guests, but of course, I'm happy to just leave it here. And we are talking to many big theme park companies all over the world who want to put this into their parks. Some major American entertainment companies also, so it's developing very well.
Can I give it a try?
Yeah, sure. You're most welcome.
All right, I'm excited. Let's do it. Wow, you can look all around you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is so weird. I don't even know where I am right now. Pew, pew, pew. I'm shooting guns. Shooting things. Oh gosh! Going uphill. There's a giant, like Megatron looking monster. Oh gosh, he's got a hold of us! He's got Whoa, okay, now a rocket at the same time, and we're flying! You're like Spider-Man! You're like Spider-Man! What? Oh man, oh, Megatron's back. Wow. Thomas, that was so much fun, and it really exceeded my expectations as well. I mean, how do you make it feel like you're going much faster than you are?
I mean, we can extend everything in virtual reality. We can make faster speeds. We can make taller heights, you know. If you go down a drop that is like 10 meters, 50 meters, we can make it feel like 70 meters. We can increase the speed, of course. I mean, you feel the wind in your face and you feel you're going down the hill, but what you see can be much more intense. And that's possible in virtual reality.
It was extremely immersive. I really felt like I was part of this situation, and there was robots attacking me, and I didn't know where we were going to go next, and going uphill and the drops.
You don't have any rails that give away what's coming next, you know? Especially when you go through a looping or you have a helix or something, you know, okay, we're going this way. But in virtual reality, once you start flying in there, this is everything a big surprise, and it's much more exciting.
Absolutely. I loved it. Well, I hope to see this technology sometime soon in Orlando. Thank you so much.
You will, I'm sure.
I was there for when we filmed that. I did a couple rides on it as well, and it was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.
It's a really cool experience. I definitely had a great time. A lot of people might say, oh, that virtual reality takes away from, you know, actual visuals of the ride, but to be honest, I never felt more involved with the ride before.
I know a big part of riding a roller coaster is the visuals of seeing everything around you, but the other big part is just the force of the ride and feeling the coaster. And when you're wearing those goggles and with the animation that they have perfectly made to match the movements of the coaster, it just adds a whole new element to it that I hope to see is implemented in the future.
Absolutely. Right now, it is not here in Orlando or anywhere in the United States, I believe, but hopefully we will be seeing them implemented soon. And if you do get a chance to ride the VR coaster, definitely give it a try.
The next time you plan a Disney vacation, book with a travel agency that's been specifically designated as an authorized Disney vacation planner. Unlike some other agencies, many of our agents' exclusive knowledge of Walt Disney World can help you get the most out of your vacation, and the assistance of our travel professionals can help you get a customized Disney vacation that's just right for you, your family, and your budget. Start planning your magical vacation today by visiting mousefantravel.com.
Skip the lines with undercover tourists, crowd calendars, touring plans, and mobile apps. Stop paying full price for your family vacation and visit Undercover Tours today.
Many people come to Central Florida with only one destination in mind, Walt Disney World. Of course, their parks are amazing, but as regular viewers of our show know, there are many other awesome theme parks and smaller attractions all around the area. And that's exactly what our guest today, Seth Kubersky, had in mind when he wrote his new book, Beyond Disney. Welcome, Seth. Thanks for coming back and talking to us.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Now, we've had you on the show before talking about your Universal Orlando book. And this book does feature some Universal Orlando in it, but what is the big difference between the books?
Well, so Universal, the unofficial guide, has been covering Walt Disney World going back over 25 years now. And they've been covering Universal and also SeaWorld since the early 90s. But the Disney book got so huge, up to almost 1,000 pages now, that we couldn't include that stuff. And Universal's gotten so big that it's been spun off to its own book. So this does cover Universal in brief. The Universal book is about 400 pages, and you got maybe 75 in here about Universal. So it's just kind of the highlights to let you know if you're interested enough to go out and get the whole Universal book. But it also includes things like SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, International Drive, Legoland, even out to Kennedy Space Center, kind of the entire Central Florida area, everything that isn't Disney.
Okay, and that's one of the reasons I think I really love this book. It's one of the reasons I love doing the show is we get to expand and talk about everything in Orlando, not just the big theme parks. What would you say is your favorite thing to do outside of the theme parks that you would recommend people to do?
Oh, well, that's a tough one because there are so many great little secondary attractions around Orlando. I got to say, we're right here in one of my favorite ones, which is Fun Spot. I love the roller coasters here and the go-kart tracks here. I'm also a fan of Gatorland. Gatorland bills itself as Orlando's best half-day attraction. And it's reasonably priced. It gets you back to nature, and it gives you a taste of reality that you don't get inside the theme parks.
I've always wondered, especially for people that are coming here to the parks and they're staying at some of the hotels at the major theme parks, but they may not have a rental car. What would be their best option to come to some of these smaller places?
So you got two good options. If you're staying on the iDrive corridor, within walking distance of one of the iRide trolley bus stops. That's a great low-cost option that'll take you up and down the iDrive area, and there's tons of little attractions. If not, I highly recommend Uber. Uber, if you've never used it, is a ride-share system that you can use through your smartphone. One of their competitors is also Lyft. They also operate in the area. And if you're pretty much going anywhere in Orlando except from the Orlando airport, where they're not allowed, I would use them. Great price and good service.
Going through the book and seeing not only just some of the smaller parks like Fun Spot and Gator Spot, but also museums, golf courses even. There's so much to do here in Orlando. Yeah,
there's really a lot of nature and art and culture that people totally overlook. You think of Orlando, you think of theme parks, but we've got amazing things like the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center and the Orlando Shakespeare Center if you're into theater. We've got some fantastic museums like Orlando Museum of Art. If you want to get out and see a bit of the real Florida, it isn't all gone. There are places like Forever Florida. They can show you, the real nature that used to be here before Disney was.
Now, one of the parts I saw in the book is you discuss hotels, different hotels you can stay at outside of the major theme parks. What would you say would be the most popular area for people to stay at in terms of hotels?
iDrive has a reputation as being, if you're not staying on property in Disney or Universal, then you're probably going to be on iDrive. There was a time where 192 down in Kissimmee was also very popular, but that has kind of fallen down in the last decade. And iDrive, increasingly the north end of iDrive is kind of the place to be.
Okay. So with some of these smaller places, like especially the museums, how much time would you say people should allow for them to experience these?
Well, you know, there are places like Legoland or SeaWorld or Busch Gardens that are absolutely full-day attractions, just like any Disney or Universal park. But for a lot of these, you'll find attractions that take maybe 2 or 3 hours to experience, and a lot of them are clustered right close to each other. So in the book, we kind of give you a hint of, hey, if you're interested in this, these other 2 things are right next door, and you can make a full day out of a few of these.
Specifically like International Drive, you can probably make a full day just going up and down the International
Absolutely,
Drive.
between the the iDrive, the 360 area with the wheel, and some of the other attractions like Titanic or Wonderworks or Ripley's Believe It or Not, there's really you can absolutely piece a full day together out of some of those things.
Awesome. Now, where can guests find this book?
So this is available anywhere books are sold. If you still have a bookstore in your in your hometown, you can buy it there or on Amazon, or you can visit theunofficialguides.com.
Awesome. Seth, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Hey, are you looking for a unique souvenir of your Orlando vacation, but you don't want to pay the big theme park prices? Okay, here are a few shopping suggestions from my Beyond Disney book. First, the Florida Mall on Orange Blossom Trail has a cool Crayola experience attraction. You don't have to buy admission to it to buy some of the creative toys in the gift shop. Then you can drive up iDrive to the Artigan Marketplace, and there you'll find some unique items handcrafted by artisans. You can even learn to blow glass ornaments, or you can shop in one of the country's largest comic stores. Finally, go right up the street to the newly reopened Character Outlet at the Premium Outlets, where you can get genuine Disney theme park merchandise at a deep discount. You'll find more ideas like these inside Beyond Disney.
Attractions Magazine is your guide to the world's greatest theme parks and attractions. Get the best information, photos, travel tips, rumors, interviews, and reviews from Attractions Magazine. Whether it's new, unique, big or small, or your theme park favorites, we cover it all in Attractions Magazine. Each issue features Central Florida's thrills and excitement delivered directly to your doorstep. Subscribe today at attractionsmagazine.com.
And now for this week's calendar.
For the first and only special event this week, if you're missing Mulch, Sweat, and Shears, the band that used to play daily at Hollywood Studios on the streets of America, you're in luck. They're now called American Martian and are having a free concert at the House of Blues Orlando at Disney Springs tomorrow, January 8th.
Don't forget to subscribe to our calendar at attractionsmagazine.com to stay up to date on these events and more.
We do have some special shout-outs this week as we wish a happy birthday this Sunday to our very own Banks Lee. How old are you turning?
Oh boy, should I say? Let's just say that I am enjoying my the last week of my 20s.
It's a big one.
I'm going to be 30 on Sunday. Oh my God, I'm going to be 30. So yeah, I'm going to be 30. Also, happy belated birthday to our reporter Haley. She celebrated a birthday this past week as well. Yeah,
happy birthday, Haley.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet for my birthday.
Yeah.
I may just spend it at home resting, or I may go out to a park and enjoy the day. I'm not quite sure yet. Yeah. Now, we want to thank MEI Travel, our preferred travel agent for cruises, Disney World, Universal, and all your other vacation planning needs. For a free quote with no obligation, visit MEItravel.com.
And much thanks to Undercover Tourist, our recommended supplier of discount tickets to Orlando and California attractions. For more information, visit undercovertourist.com.
And thanks to Fun Spot America, Central Florida's only family-owned theme park. They provide safe, clean fun in Orlando and Kissimmee. Visit Fun-Spot for tickets and more information.
Remember, you can watch a brand new episode of the show each week on YouTube, Bright House Cable TV Channel 999, iTunes, and through the O-Town app on Roku and Amazon Fire.
You can also visit attractionsmagazine.com for news and videos throughout the week, and find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, and Instagram.
If you enjoy our show, please support it by subscribing to our magazine through our website, in our app, or on the Nook. Our new winter issue is now available too.
In it, you'll find stories about Star Wars at Hollywood Studios, a tribute to the Osborne Lights, a Q&A with the original reference model for Disney's Tinkerbell, the top 10 attractions coming to Florida, and much more. All right, so all it says on the prompter here to talk about for the ending here is a surprise testing of a new product. So
what does this mean,
I'm not sure.
Let's see. What does it say?
Kyrina?
Kyrina?
Zyrina?
Zyrina?
Looks like an X. Let's.
Looks like a...
Oh!
Oh,
It's the Dark Ride fragrance that we talked about. Okay.
All right, let's see.
All right, you go. You got it?
Oh. Like, how do you open it? There we go.
Here, we gotta spray it. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I like it.
It's actually,
it smells like Pirates of the Caribbean.
It has that hint of pirates, and then it has this really nice smell to it
Yeah.
once that passes.
Put a little more. There we go. It'll smell like Disney all day.
And I'm about to go to Universal, so.
That is actually really nice. I like it.
I wonder if what other fragrances they'll have. Maybe I'll have to look them up. That's pretty neat. Dark Ride. Try some. Exquisite.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you'll tune in again next week.
Until then, visit your local attractions, try something new, stay safe, but most of all,
have fun.
Trying to be like a fragrance commercial. It's like, ode to Dark Ride.
Secret blooper of the week.
And more substantial bites, such as sushi.
Thirsty River Ball represents the type of cultural collision that
Cult. This is a hard.
The two locations are connected and I give up.
It has been a few months since guests were shone bright for the final time this past last night, and
This past last night?
Oops.